Welcome to Yes Offense. Trigger warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. This podcast will feature graphic language about sex, race, violence, and anything else that might make people uncomfortable. However, this is a comedy podcast, and everything and anything talked about on it should be viewed as an attempt at humor. Like, if you hear anything on this podcast you don't agree with or like, please just turn it off. No one on here is a politician or actually affecting the way you live. So if you genuinely have a problem with anything said on here, redirect your energy at a real issue going on in the real world. Now let's get into the show. Yeah, and there's three of us, so it's 666.
I love it.
That's the levels today.
That's the levels.
So that's how we're gonna start it. Too.
We're gonna have to do this entire podcast in Latin.
Oh yeah, like
These blacks.
Sarcophilus satanicus.
I'm not a fan of when they do that in church. I don't like it.
You don't like when they sing in Latin?
Yeah, it's like the opening of the Omen. You ever seen the Omen when it comes on? It's like, it's like all those statues and they're all... Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah. Like the Monty Python.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Yeah.
Dude. Exactly. They start smacking themselves in the head. Since we're in a dark hole of the beginning of the podcast, I don't know if do you guys have fantasies of like not killing someone? That's too graphic but like coming across like someone you hate or you're one of your enemies like in a time of drastic need, like hanging off a cliff, or they're like you come across their car that's overturned and there's like fire going to the gas and you could help them, but then you realize it's your enemy, like someone you genuinely don't like.
Isn't that what the song In the Air Tonight is about?
Yeah, but I think he just watched it happen and I didn't even know the person and just watched it happen like a psychopath.
Okay.
So that's him. I'm saying someone like someone who's wronged you in life, and then you leave the situation. Like they're hanging off the cliff and you're like, well, good to see you, and you just leave because if you help them, you could, but if you don't help them, it's just the universe taking care of them.
Oh, I can definitely think of one person within the last few months.
Me too. It's been the same person for a while for me, but it shifts every once in a while to that fan. Do you have one of those, Dave?
Maybe I used to. Now I just feel like I don't want to burn my energy on things like that.
Yeah.
Jake's answer is going to be more interesting. Let's turn it over to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to ask too? Mine is always, it's either the car or the cliff, where like I come across a wreck and I go look in it and I'll be like, I'm calling the cut, and then it's like my bloodied enemy and I'm like, you know what? All you had to do was be cool, dude, and just walk away.
Shouldn't have called me that name in high school.
You shouldn't have been a dick, bro. And just have a night, and then drive off. And I'm gonna say it. I think I would sleep fine afterwards. I think I would.
You would, yeah.
I think I'd be all right. And you know what I think of also? I think of if they survived, how they would then live their life knowing that I'm out there, knowing that they survived and I could have helped them, and that like.
But then the roles could reverse.
That's what I think about. That's why I don't want that could happen. They survive this, and then 5 years later.
But they don't know. It's not even that. I just like the fact that they know that they're probably in a worse state because I could have helped them, and now they have to live and know that they could have been saved sooner, but they were shitty to me. So now I move forward.
But now they're going to remember that.
They're going to right, but they'll remember it. But then hopefully they'll remember to not be shitty to people, so that the next time they're hanging off a cliff.
Have you met humans? That's not generally how it goes.
I know.
See,
you're right. I got to stop thinking about this.
In mine, the subjects
you nurse them back to health like Misery, and you're like, you're so cool, and then you torture them slowly.
In mine, the subject's butter is laced with fentanyl.
Butter?
Oh yeah.
Why is there butter at a car wreck?
I'm imagining she's just eating tubs of butter.
It is a girl.
I noticed that too.
I told mine was a dude, but we all know it's
Damn, sluts.
We all know.
Oh, you changed the sound drop since I was here last.
Oh, really?
Or one of them.
Oh, yeah. That another one said like
the other two have got. You got to mop the dust off them.
Yeah, one of them had Ish. Ish was calling me retarded.
I don't see the problem.
I know. Well, wait. What was your thing? Sorry.
No. In mine, she's just eating Her tub of butter, it's laced with fentanyl.
Wait, so that part is normal in her life?
Oh, I imagine so.
Well, you got to let us know these things. The rest of it sounds like something you're concocting.
I mean, I don't know her that well.
I also want to know how the fentanyl got in her butter.
I think he put it there. Isn't that the point?
No, I didn't put it there. That's why in this scenario I have the option to stop it. Because if I put the fentanyl in the butter,
right? See, that's the whole. I agree with you right there. You can't murder the person. You have to inadvertently let the person die or not save them.
I see that now, but I'm confused about the fact that fentanyl in the butter is just something we were just supposed to accept as the lead into this.
Jake hates this fat woman, whoever she is.
I guess if she's eating butter, unless it's a bulimic.
Yeah, they wouldn't eat butter.
It's not.
Yeah. I don't think bulimics would eat butter.
This is like 20 questions. Who does Jake hate? But how does the rest of this go?
I just laugh as
so this is the thing. How are you? Are you going over to be like, what? How's she eating butter in front of you, and you see it?
Just like in a giant, like a Betty Crocker tub.
I know, but where are you?
Probably at a trampoline park.
Her window's across the street.
No, she's in the dining, the snack area, the concession area,
with her tub of butter.
I'm on the roller coaster at the top, and I'm looking down into the butter, and I can see the fentanyl, but nobody else can.
Okay.
Because I have fentanyl vision.
Does she have like a feud with a cartel where they've laced it with the fentanyl?
The butter cartel?
Yeah, the butter
We're just going to gloss over the words fentanyl vision, which we just dropped like 30 seconds ago.
The butter cartel.
God forbid this should stop making sense at any point in time.
Oh, she switched to margarine at one point.
Bring up
and margarine.
margarine.
Not happy.
Yeah, that's death right there.
Yeah.
That's just butter tasting chemicals.
I've dated the current lady. She has Land O'Lakes butter, but I've dated numerous women with like, I have butter, and they pull out like margarine.
Yeah.
Or not
Pull
stick
out,
butter.
like they have it with them?
Like in their fridge.
Oh. Why do you have butter at their place?
It's at their place. I'm at their place, and I say,
This is their butter.
Okay.
They make your boy dinner. They got
so it's like when you
rolls
ask
with the
for
dinner.
Coke and they say, we got tab.
And I leave. I'm not staying with anyone who has tab, who bought tab.
Well, first of all, she's probably 65 and probably
That's
a little
true.
older than your dating range.
Yeah, current lady friend's older than me by a few years,
Listen, I want nothing to do with this tab, but these Werther's originals that you keep giving me.
Boys love candy. Remember that?
You want a little Metamucil in your almond milk?
I'm running. Fuck.
What?
Peppermint. What are they? I don't know. Go to
Farm?
get in the candy store and get a pepper. No.
Peppermint
Pepper candy?
I was trying to make an old person reference.
A peppermint patty.
No, you know how they always went to the candy store to get candy?
Penny candy?
Yeah, some bullshit. Pumpernickel. I don't know. I was trying to make...
Pumpernickel's a bread.
Yeah,
I'm never playing pyramid with you.
that was bad.
Pumpernickel was candy to people in the 1920s. They had different palates. They're
You want some candy? Yeah, we got barley.
Gonna go down to the candy store and get myself some pumpernickel.
Dude, that's my
Sounds like the elderly remix of 50 Cent's Candy Shop.
I'll take you to the candy shop. Come and lick the pumpernickel.
This tastes like asbestos.
Which is fine to eat in our time. There's
Yes,
nothing
it
wrong
is.
with it.
50 cents. Get that out of here.
They called him $50 back then.
Get him out of here. This is the white candy store, Mr. Cent. My grandfather, still alive. He always does the like back in my day thing, but specifically about candy stores.
I guess it was a thing.
Dude, he's like, back in my day, you go to the candy store and they'd have like soda and they'd have like 50 flavors of soda. You could get whatever soda you want, grape soda. And he names them all, and I'll just like look at him and be like, have you been to a Wendy's lately and gone to that fucking big machine? There are all the sodas in there. And he doesn't care or notice. He just looks past and is like, and then there was the guy behind the counter. He was good. Like,
now I'm just imagining like, where's the pumpernickel to put in this
the
Sprite?
pumpernickel one.
Do you still make sugar daddies?
He also does the like. I used to go to the movies for 5 cents and watch like Nat King Cole, a concert, and a whole movie, all the cartoons, and you're like, yeah, and the worst racist cartoons ever.
Yes, which is great to be open when Nat King Cole's your opening act.
I was about to say, I was like, you just skip over the Nat King Cole thing.
Unforgettable. That's what these videos are.
Oh man, we're cooking, dude. Guys,
I didn't realize we started recording.
We've been recording, bro. This is fucking yes offense, baby. I'm your fucking host, Alex Tomaselli, here with 2 returning guests, shoe-ins, but no, not you. You were supposed to be here, but yeah.
Shoe-ins, aren't those bicycles?
Back in the 1920s.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to take my shoe in down to the pumpernickel.
One wheel is way bigger than the other.
That's a penny farthing.
This is a unicycle with a training wheel.
Helmets are for queers.
This one's driven by a monkey.
Wearing what are the Moroccan hat? One of those Moroccan
Fezzes?
Yeah, the fez.
Yes.
Jake Bentley returns, and so does Dave Sheehan. Welcome back, guys.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
To the show. The other guests, Chris Warren and Chris Sear, they got AIDS together, and they had to.
Wait, so neither of them had it? They got together and they both had it? I
Well,
didn't know AIDS worked that way.
this is a scenario. So he can stop them from getting AIDS, but he's not going to.
Nope. Yeah. Yes.
What superpower do you have?
The fantasy, the power of storytelling. You see, Chris Warren, known drug addict. Okay, so he slipped up, hung out with Chris Sear, also known as Chris Queer. Everyone knows that in the DL community down low. They banged. There you go. Gay AIDS.
You did say earlier that Chris Warren was sick. He's not sick. He got an offer for a spot for 7 minutes at a dive bar in Cincinnati, and he's driving out there now to do it.
I agree. He called me with a lot of vocal fry. He was like, "Hi, Sally. My name's Chris Warren." I was like,
no, even with vocal fry, he's still going to do the my name.
No, he actually sounded sick. I hope he gets better. And Chris, the other Chris doesn't have a car, so it is what it is.
I know. I drove him home from Rhode Island once. My car still smells.
Yeah, he called from weed.
Partly.
No, not because
These blacks.
I know you weren't trying to be like that.
People of any race can sometimes not shower.
True, but I was trying to cover your back, even though I did it in a very backwards way.
Butter.
The butter cartel strikes again.
All right, well, hold on. Like, let's rewind a little. There are definitely some races who shower less than others. I am Armenian, and I can tell you, my people shower less.
Dude, honestly, because we can say this because we're white. All Eastern European people are trash. Let's be real.
I mean, kind of.
You're like,
the opinions expressed by the host of the podcast do not necessarily represent those of the guests.
I'm obviously kidding, but I worked at
obviously.
I deliver to this restaurant that is strictly the whole staff is Montenegrin, which that name sounds like I'm trying to say it on purpose, but I'm not. That's what
the
they
name
are.
of a country in Europe,
and they're all super Eastern European, and they're all
next to Serbia.
I know, dude. They're all like Nico Bellic from Grand Theft Auto 4. Like they're all like that. You walk into like, hello, welcome to the thing. And
can you give me a reference somebody your parents' age might understand?
Fuck.
The sidekick in Borat, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, dude.
Who is also
that's
Armenian.
actually the boss. Yeah, that's the boss of the thing. And dude, I've just walked into this restaurant. It's like first thing in the morning to pick up laundry, and I've walked in. And I'm not saying all Montenegrins are criminals, but these dudes.
Yes, he is, people.
I mean, there's like 8 Montenegrins.
Dude, I know, and they're all like Adidas track suited up and crazy. Like dude. Every time I walk in this bar, they'll be standing behind the bar talking and like looking at something I can't see behind the bar, and I'll walk in and they'll stop, look at me and stare at me like, just keep walking and don't look behind this bar or we're going to kill you like we're killing this man. Real talk. Behind the bar.
Do they call you something that kind of sounds like your name but isn't your name?
Yes. That's the thing. That too.
Like Algix?
Yeah. I thought they were being rude to me one time. He kept saying, I thought he was calling me something in, like, he kept going, body. And I was like, what are you calling me? And he goes, body, like body. And I was like, oh, dude, I thought you were like calling me like a Jamaican queer or something. Because in Jamaican, if you call him Bati boy,
You had your dreads that day?
Yeah.
Why did he think you were
That's, I was
Jamaican?
good. I was literally, I like pulled him aside. I was like, dude, what are you like insulting me? And he's like, no, Bati. But he said it like Bati, but he's fucking Montenegrin. But
My
Very
family
cool.
members all call me Jack because they can't get Jake. So they're like, Jack, come. come in, Jack, come have some butter.
yeah, they don't. I guess they don't enunciate it the same way. The Montenegrins. I don't know enough. Or the Armenians.
They're, you get to the point where all these tiny, like, European countries that all like have their independence, they just kind of merge together. They're like one people, really.
You know what? They all unite under their hate for gypsies. That's really it. That's all you can do.
I didn't know they were still a threat.
They're not. They just
Not anymore.
not at all. It's just they're known though.
Pumpernickel wiped them out.
General Pumpernickel. No, the fucking.
They laced the butter with pumpernickel to like lethal doses, and they sat and watched as they ate it from a roller coaster.
They're just genuinely known. Like I've heard this on just other podcasts and stuff. They're generally known. You've seen Hostel? You've seen the movie Hostel?
It's not my kind of movie. I never watched it.
Well, yeah,
but I know
understand.
generally what it's about.
Well, then, if you haven't seen it, but there's these kids in the movie who constantly are running around, and it's like a band of kids, and they surround tourists, and they just like push them to get, and they steal all their shit, and that's kind of what.
I know stuff like that happens
Yeah.
in different parts of the world.
Actually happened to me when I was 5. I was in Italy with my parents, and we were on a bus, and all these teenagers rushed the bus and squished. Not me. They actually moved me. I remember it vividly. They moved me out of the way and put me in a seat, but they squished everyone. Like a volume of them ran on the bus, pushed everyone together so they couldn't move, and then as they did that, in between those dudes, they had someone else go through everyone's pockets while they were stuck, and then they run off the bus at another stop. But it's like a trolley.
Oh,
It's pretty well. We got our passports stolen and everything.
that's good. But you know what? Now
We still
that I
got home,
know
man.
that, like, if I go there just to like put all the important shit in my kids' pockets,
Exactly.
And then-
they really did. They really just shut. They didn't take. I didn't have anything, but they really. I didn't know what was going on until they explained after. But the dudes who took me, I thought were like not my friends, but they were like super nice. They're like, "Hey, kid, over," like blah, blah, blah. They were like smiling at me, and they put me in a seat and were like. Tapped my shoulder and like smiled and gave me the thumbs up, and I was like, yeah, and then they all ran, and my dad was freaking out, and I can't remember much after that, but I know now that we got robbed. So
that I wish that's how people got robbed here in the United
Yeah, right.
States. That'd be such a cool way to rob people.
yeah, well, we don't have trolleys, and we don't have I don't think teenagers aren't outside anymore. They're on their iPhones and iPads having sex on the dark web.
It's hard to rob people that way.
Right? No, you can act well.
Identity theft.
Yeah,
Steal their crypto coins.
yeah. I feel like too nowadays, like I don't know, it's really hard. Like the shit we've all grown up through, seeing all the scams. I feel like it's getting harder and harder to scam people.
It is, but newer scams are always going to be out there.
Right.
And
You just
people will
change the
jump
way.
on them.
My
yeah.
favorite scams are the ones that are like, we have a picture of you jacking off, send us money or something like that. Because
One of the best ones I ever got was an email that said, you used to get like the Nigerian prince and all that. This one said, we've been informed that a mafioso group has put out a hit on your life. If you'd like protection, please send money to...
that too.
That was creative.
The other ones, there are ones like that, and they're almost slightly more realistic. Is if you're out somewhere, they message people. Like if you're out doing shit like in certain towns and stuff. I think if you're in like Tijuana and you do certain things, they message you like, "Hey, last night you disrespected this cartel member, so it's no big deal as long as you send like $1,000. But if not, you probably will get beheaded or something." And then that person and usually it's like younger people, so they freak out because they don't know how the fuck shit works. And
Right, and you do not cross the butter cartel.
yeah, exactly. Again, dude, you don't fuck with us, dude. The other thing too is they also do like send us $1,000, and you're like, all I have is like this, and they're like, all right, send that. It's like that kind of thing. Where you're like, wait, the cartel just wants. That doesn't make sense. Why would they also waste time with you?
It's like the cartel wants 1,000, but they'll settle for the $432 you have.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, how's life?
It's
You
good.
couldn't tell from these answers?
Right? You guys, so you guys before years ago you did a podcast where you talked
Starting
about
in 2008, before everyone was doing them.
Was it 2008? I thought it was
It was before you moved to California.
Yeah, I thought it was like 06.
No. I don't think podcasting was really official until like 07, 08.
We started it right after The Dark Knight came out.
That was 2008.
I mean, I'm going to trust you, Dave. I'm not even going to look it up because you fucking know.
Do you guys like the new Batman?
I didn't see the one.
You didn't see it?
Yeah, I didn't watch it either.
Neither of you?
No.
Nerds?
We didn't know this was a prerequisite for today.
I didn't think it.
I wasn't crazy about
Pattinson?
yeah.
Dude, wait, have you ever seen the movie Good Time? Either of you?
No.
I don't think so.
So if you saw Good Time, which is Robert Pattinson, like I think it's like 10 years old at this point, but it's him as like a really shitty
The movie's
criminal.
10 years old, or he
Yeah,
is?
the movie. The movie's 10. The movie's like 10 years
Maybe
old.
he could act at 10. I don't know.
No, but that's the thing. I hated Robert Pattinson after Twilight.
I think most people did.
And it's not. And in retrospect, I guess it's not really his fault. You got to get that back. Right, but that movie sucked. That franchise sucked. It ruined
I
vampires.
saw the first one against my will. And
Yep,
I
me
don't
too.
disagree.
You know what made me not see it?
What?
The whole like him being like, I'm not going to work out to play Batman thing. Because like that's bullshit. Because that's literally the extent of Batman's powers. Like he works out. That'd be like someone being like, I'm going to be Superman, but I will not fly in this movie.
that is crazy, dude. That is wild. Well, that's the thing too, because I was very skeptical going into that movie, but Good Time. Have you ever seen Good Time with Robert Pattinson or any of his other movies after Twilight? He's a pretty good actor, so I was like, I don't think he'll be bad as Batman, but Good Time. Like, my whole thing is like, if you haven't seen that movie, you should definitely check it out because if you don't like Robert Pattinson, I think it'll turn you around. Also, you guys have done stand-up, so
I have.
I'm not saying Robert Pattinson's a stand-up in the movie. He's not, but if you know enough, you've met enough dumb idiot criminals doing stand-up, like just people who do dumb crime, and I think that movie illustrates like a dumb criminal better than most. Like he's a fucking idiot the whole movie, but he does like just dumb, not even crazy crime, just like shit where you're like none of it's planned, all on the fly, just constantly making mistakes and getting worse and worse as the movie goes. But I think he did it pretty well. Extremely realistic.
How's his Batman voice?
Batman, he doesn't really do a voice, dude. That's the other thing.
What?
He does, but it's not Christian Bale where where's the trigger?
Where is everybody?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I like that, but at the same time, it became a meme after a while.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah, I'm not wearing hockey pads. Yeah, I don't. And I love Christian Bale, but
Me too.
dude. I think he crushed it as Batman, though. Pattinson. I also think he, whatchamacallit, like, I think the movie itself is great. Like, he's not Bruce Wayne almost the whole movie. They don't bring up his origin the way they did in the other ones, where they like, oh, here's the pearls, and here's Zorro with the pearls in an alleyway. Like, I don't need that shit. I just want to see Batman fighting, and that's what he does.
Okay, then maybe it's on Hbomax, right?
Yeah, which he scooped. I used to steal his HBO Max, and he didn't renew it, and we're not friends anymore.
Oh,
Because of that.
Just kidding. It has affected our friendship, but we are still friends.
you can steal my Hbomax.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you've made my day. This is great. I'm gonna bother you about it after.
Yeah.
Send I need it, dude. I've missed HBO for like a month, and I will not buy it because I have other things I have to focus on.
Yeah, no. I'll share my Hbomax.
I appreciate that, dude.
I am the guy who like gets all the streaming services and just like hands out the password.
I'll take it, dude. I appreciate it. I would too. I do that with my Amazon if people need it. Not now, if you're listening and you message me, I will not give it to you. I'm not friends with any of you like that.
I don't think that's why people are tuning in.
They're like, you know what? This is it. I get just massive messages. People like, I need your Amazon.
Listen, this was always a prerequisite
long play.
to me listening to this podcast. It was that I would get your logins.
I also, that's another scam. I constantly get things that are like, you've been logged in. Hit this link to yada yada. And I'm like, this isn't my bank.
Yeah, I get stuff like that. Not login stuff, but just like there's been some odd activity in your account. And you can tell because I hover the mouse pointer over the link and it's just a string of characters that are nothing nothing official.
Right. But you can even just tell from the email, like, oh, you spelled credit union wrong.
Yes.
The English is broken usually.
Yes,
it's like you have a hack. And
grammar problems, spelling errors. They usually get like the legit logo, which is what brings you in, but everything else is completely ridiculous.
There are some emails I get where I just read it in the accent. Just like, hello, you need to click this link.
I had a gem recently. If I can find it before we adjourn, I'll read it. But because some of them are just so funny for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I'll take a look momentarily.
Yes, please do, my friend. Please do.
While we're conversing.
I got nothing. I'm trying to think. What's the last fucking... I usually ask people this, but because you guys are dorks. Not dork, you know what I mean.
Who that you have on this show isn't.
True. But because you guys... I didn't know before the pod that you guys
I may need your Wi-Fi password. I'm not getting any signal in this.
Oh, my God.
In this Planned Parenthood basement you live in.
Send you the picture of the thing. No, this is a whole process now.
Oh, okay. This was going so well.
I know. I know. I thought it was. I didn't know what else to do. Thing is, too, about doing a riff-centric podcast is when you blatantly have a blank spot going in your head like I do right now, you're like, fuck!
You have a...
I know, and this isn't even on you guys. This is on me. I'm just, we can ask Dave this one just because you were around back when this was happening, Dave.
I love the setup of this, but go ahead. Yes, I owned a covered wagon. I don't know what you
I was about to say where it goes.
It was powered by
You
butter.
were probably at these trials, but
The
apparently...
Sculpt Monkey trial?
No. Apparently in fucking... Oh, what the fuck country is this? God damn it, not even country. It's in the States.
I already don't like this conversation.
It's already in the States, but...
A country in the States?
It's not what I meant.
It's Alaska.
Shut the fuck.
Alaska? Oh, when that was an
Fucking
independent monarchy?
dorks.
Do you mean Saskatchewan?
Roermond. Where the fuck's Roermond?
I don't know what you're talking about. We need more context.
It has to be...
You were there, Dave.
Yeah, Dave, you were there.
Yes, but I was at a lot of these. Which of these is the Wi-Fi password?
Anyway,
we don't need that, but I can't
all right,
get
so
the...
there is this fucking... Huh? Where is this? Wow. I read this article, and I didn't just realize until now that it doesn't tell me where... You know what? I think this is a different country. Is Roermond... Hold on. This is what you...
I'm really anxious to see how this one's going to end.
Okay, so I was right. I was right initially. City in the fucking Netherlands. Roermond. Apparently, there were witch trials in Roermond where... like 3,000 plus women, or people. Oh, Scottish Parliament did it. Anyway, in the Scottish Parliament era of 1700s, 3,000 people were put to death over witchcraft. And
why isn't that a bigger historical story than like Salem, which was 50?
I know.
I'm not even familiar with
I think this is spread out. Well, in Roermond,
I got burned out after being at the Salem ones. I wouldn't have wanted to go to this one.
In the Netherlands, and that's the thing, Salem's 50, right? In the Netherlands, between 1613 and 1614, 75 people were killed and tortured and burned in Roermond and the surrounding area. And now Roermond has officially come out and pardoned the now dead witches. 400 years later.
That's very nice of them.
Very nice. You know, right? What the fuck? It why even make a thing of it? Like, just be like, yo, we really they already said they made a thing where they're like, are bad.
Yeah.
The
best part about that is hey guys, you remember those people that we murdered for being witches 400 years ago? Good news, they weren't.
They were. Not only weren't they, we're now actually is it proactively or retroactively removing the charges that we put them to death over. It's like, dude, they're dead as fuck. It's not even how's that a thing?
It's just like God's up in heaven. You're like, hey, you know all those women we sent to hell? Thank God.
Yeah, God.
Thank me.
Yeah, God just looks down and goes, no, they pardoned them. All right, beam them up. Beam them up here. I don't even believe in that. It's just an absurd. So, Dave, why were they put to death? You oversaw it. You were in a cloak.
Well,
you were there.
The oath I signed still prohibits me to. I can't talk about it till the 22nd century.
You know what though? It does make me a little sad because nowadays I have to imagine people eating fentanyl laced butter. When like if this was 200 years ago, I could just be like, "Hey, this bitch cast a hex on me."
I was thinking about. I don't mean to go too inside baseball this episode with the people we're referencing.
Why should this be any different?
I'm gonna kill you, dude.
Like I said,
I don't usually reference so many locals, but I thought about this recently. Like when I read this article, it's like, so they're put to death because they're witches, and I'm like, that's fucked up, dude. That's messed up. I wouldn't want to do that. And then I thought about all the times Emily Santaciro has been ranting about astrology after an open mic. And I was like, man, if this was in the 1600s, I could just be like, she's a fucking weird, get this weird bitch out of here. And then just fucking No, I would never. Shout out to Emily. She was on the last episode. She rules. But it would be pretty, like any of those loopy bitches. You know what I mean? It's like, you ever thought it's the moon sign of the thing? You'd be like, it's fucking every time I'm having a bad day, this bitch brings up the fucking moon. You know what? Officer! Officer! This woman is talking about herbs and shit. I don't want to hear it anymore.
they were called gendarme back then.
That's all you had to do. Do you think about it? Emily, like a girl, like a horoscope girl's just like giving you advice, and you're like, I've had enough.
Yeah,
Just
one
like,
random person would just yell something, and that was a conviction.
I know, and you could. Well, that's the thing. Imagine like that, like you just twisting that to all the like nice things Emily says. Like, yeah, you're a good person. You just gotta focus on this, and then being like, nah, man, fuck this bitch, dude. I'm telling the priest that she's telling me weird shit. I'm telling her there were horns coming out of her head and shit. No.
Oh, you were born in June. You're a Cancer. She threatened with cancer. You heard it.
And that because not that Emily does this. It's just like because those chicks are usually like they do that shit and then you're banging and it's like, and she had sex with me. We weren't married. It's not cool. Anyway. Shout out to the horoscope women of the world. You guys...
I'm sure they were looking for one after that.
You are truly the racists of the sky.
It is actually... So the thing is, I pointed this out to Emily and other fucking horoscope people, is like it tries to be like... The horoscope thing tries to be like, oh, it's all nice and all that. But it's super judgmental of a thing. Like, where you're like, oh... Fucking, you're born in this month. Oh, you have all these qualities to you, and it's
you're
like,
an
dude,
Aries.
Yeah,
he's a fire sign.
Dude, I hate when people talk about Aries. It's like they all act like they got like every girl who's like, oh, an Aries. It's like whenever a girl does that, I just go, oh, you met a guy who fucked you really good and didn't talk to you after, and that's the thing. That's it. Every time, that's what it is. It's never like the guy like tried to kill me. It's like, nah, we just had like a month of like fucking, and then he just didn't talk to me because like he had a girlfriend, I guess, the whole time. Like I never checked or anything. It's literally that every time.
Oh, but you're a Capricorn. Your pancreas must be shaped like a rhombus.
But the only reason he did that was because he was born in March.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
If he was born in April, he would have been a better person.
It also has nothing to do with them either. They never bring up like their sign and how they're shitty. It's always the other person.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right, because it's always like they're talking about other signs like they are this neutral party in the middle who is not subject to any of this.
Like, oh, those don't work with these ones. It's like, sure, dude, or you're a fucking nut. Anyway, I don't fuck with them.
When I get asked what is my sign, I should just say, do not disturb.
That's actually pretty sad. I stole it from a meme, and whenever someone asks my sign, I go Tyrannosaurus Rex. And if they go, that's not a sign, that's not real, I go, none of them are.
None of them.
Stupid. Yeah. That's a meme though. So I stole it from a meme. And
that's okay.
I admit it openly when I do it too. When I'm done, I'm not like, by the way, I came up with that.
I wrote that thing.
I'm hilarious.
You might see on the internet later.
Yeah. That does it. Have you ever seen a comic do a meme?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen one particular comic who will get up on stage every single week at the same open mic and just do nothing but jokes he pulled from Facebook.
I think I know what you're talking about. I believe it. I've seen people do it. Recently I told this story too to someone else where I was. It was a funny comic. Actually, we were talking about it before, and he did a bit he didn't know was a meme, and then he looked at his phone. It was at a mic, so it's not as much of a crime to look at your phone at a mic. Right. Anyway, he looks at his phone to like look at his notes and is like, "What else do we got?" And then I texted him right when he was on the phone. He was like, "Oh, Sally just texted me. What's he got to say? The joke you read is God damn it!" And he just went like, he's like, "Damn it, Sally, you couldn't wait till I was like, I didn't think you were gonna pick up your phone during your set." Anyway, we're still cool though. You gotta know. You gotta check these motherfuckers, dude.
Okay.
Dave. All right. Sorry, Dave. It's not like back in the day when, someone disrespects you, you could just impale them and keep them in your front lawn.
You say that like I don't still do that.
You have a lovely front lawn, by the way.
It's so
He said
fertilized.
you've helped me. You would know. He knows where bodies are.
It's true.
Did you guys watch Dahmer?
No.
I won't.
Why?
Partly because everyone else is.
I get that.
That was a good sound effect for
Thank
the
you.
moment.
It's my ringtone.
When people won't shut up about a movie or series, I'm just like, I might watch it eventually, but enough of it. Plus, the story. I was alive when that happened. I remember and I know there's probably details in there that are going to be surprising, but I don't want to know that level of detail about a friggin' serial killer slash cannibal.
Yeah, he was a
cannibal. I'm gonna combine the
he
words.
did it
Say
all.
cannibal.
Dude. He was wild.
I don't want to know the details of that awful story.
The thing, I don't hate the show per se. What I don't like about the show is I know a lot about it as well, like the story, and just the amount of inaccuracies or like Hollywood things they do to be like the neighbor in it is based off a woman who actually lived across the street from Dahmer. She wasn't his neighbor, so all the whole time she has a whole like thing in the show about her is her being like, "It's coming through the vents, I can smell it." It's like, that boy was next door, and every time they bring that up, I'm just like, this woman didn't exist in this scenario. There's like, they introduce just a lot of shit in the show based on that, where I'm like, well, she didn't do this, so this other shit doesn't.
Yeah.
It's
like when they do movies about historical things, they twist some things around. No.
They also did a whole thing in it where, like, I sort of agree with some of it, but they do a thing where they're like, "Oh, he only killed black and Asian people because he could," and it's like, no, he kind of just killed whoever was dumb enough. Sorry, fucked up, but like not even dumb enough, but like who he could drug and get close to, and just happened. He had somewhat of a type. What do you want? Like, the fuck do you want him to do, man? I don't know. It's just, and the doc it's not even a bad show. It's just, like I said, it's just that shit. And I don't know. I'm not a, we need to be completely historically accurate. It's just the amount of language in the show that is not portrayed the way I think it would be. Like, the cops, when they meet Dahmer and stuff and like see the situation, they're being very PC about the stuff they're running into.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Anything you film today has to meet those standards, even if it's about a time frame where that wasn't the norm.
80s too, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
every slur would be thrown out.
And then, and even that, like, the only time they say, I think, like, once he's a gay serial killer. Yeah. All right, like, you know what I mean. So they don't use a lot of gay slurs at all in the show. The only time they do, the one time I remember them saying like. That I've said on the podcast where I don't really give a shit. I just don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah, I got you.
His first victim on the show is like a hitchhiker or whatever. I don't know if you know the story. He was a hitchhiker. He brought him back to his house. They were hanging out. He tried to suck him off or whatever, and the guy was like, "I ain't having that." And he calls him fag or whatever, you know. And then fucking Dahmer then snaps and kills him. And I'm like, really, dude? It's like. It took the straight dude to call you, you know. It's something where I'm like, I don't know. First of all, it's just a situation where I was like, if a dude's coming on to you in the 80s, I think there's going to be a lot more slurs thrown around.
Yeah, definitely.
On top of that, and it's just the thing where I'm like, it just kind of took me out of it. Where I was like, this doesn't, like, it's almost like they were justifying Dahmer killing this dude because he called him a slur at this point. And I'm like, it's the only time that one slur about a gay serial killer is used throughout the entire show, and I'm like, oh, so you're not justifying it, but you're like, oh, the reason we can show this brutal killing this time is because this dude called him a slur.
Right, and you have like all like the super leftists on Twitter, like, oh, he was really problematic. It's a good thing Jeffrey killed him.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing in the show, man. It really takes me out of it watching it. But the thing that I really like about the show is whenever Dahmer is addressed by someone in the show in public or something, like there's a scene where he's literally like getting in a car with another black guy, and a guy he almost killed like a week before sees it and runs up to him and is like, don't get in the car, he'll kill you, and the guy leaves. And Dahmer's whole response to that situation is like, oh, come on, man, like why you got to do that? He doesn't react normal to like any drastic situation at all. Like because when he was younger, he got arrested for like molesting a kid or like being weird. And when his dad picks him up from the police station, he's like, Jeff, what the hell? And he's like, Dad, I was just trying to take pictures. Like, I didn't do anything. He's like, it's not a big deal. It's like he just like weasels his way out of situations by being like, I'm just doing my, like, leave me be, man. I'm just trying to do stuff. I'm just doing stuff, and you're here. All right, I'll stop. And then he just goes off and does it somewhere else. And
I will say I did see a clip of like him doing Dahmer, and it's fantastic.
No, he crushes that. He did a great portrayal of Dahmer.
Peters?
Yeah. He sounds like him. He acts like the way he does and he's always crushing beers, which I like. The whole show, everything he's doing, he's just crushing beers, serial killing, drilling holes in people's heads. They also don't show the zombie. I wanted to see that because he tried to make zombies. Out of people.
He thought that if he could like drill a hole in your skull and like
lobotomize you
with acid, yeah. He thought he could just make people zombies.
Real Nazi experiment shit going on.
What a prize.
I know, dude. He's not my favorite, though. I like the Night Stalker.
Richard Ramirez.
Richard Ramirez got down, dude. He didn't give a fuck. Now, I don't like him. It's odd. It's crazy to me that a human like that actually exists. Yeah. Like someone who would just go into your house and fuck you up in any which way they could and leave and just go about their day. That's what he would do. No motive, nothing. Dahmer at least was like, I'm gay, I'm mad, I like insides. He had a thing.
Richard Ramirez was like, there's stuff inside your head, and I want it to be outside of your head.
And dude, it was all over the place. He was a piece of shit. He was one of the worst. I watched that documentary on him, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like he's a like most all serial killers are monsters, but that one, like, oof.
That dude, he was.
I want them to do the Ed Gein one. They brought him up in Dahmer, Ed Gein, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, who he's based off of. And I want them to do a one on him because give
him time.
He got down.
Documentaries on everybody by the time.
Yeah, they really will. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre dude killed so many people and like had his whole house decorated in their shit. Like his bedpost had skulls on him, which is pretty gnarly, dude. Anyway, getting all dark on this podcast.
Hell yeah.
This is a far cry from when I walked in the door and you offered me animal crackers.
This is true. Animal crackers and Oreos. I'm surprised you haven't destroyed my living arrangement yet on the pod. Most people make fun of it. I'm just shocked. I haven't made fun of you, really, to trigger you to make fun of my living arrangement.
What's there to make fun of? It's
a mattress on the floor.
So what? Like, we have all, like, I would be lying to you if I said I never had a mattress on the floor. You're still in your fucking 20s, aren't you?
No, I'm 30.
But you're like freshly 30.
Yeah.
You can have a mattress on your floor.
It's honestly sheer logistics. It has nothing to do with, like, the bed frame that goes with it. I don't really fit in, and it doesn't, in that room, it's in front of the TV, so I don't want it in here.
Can't even see the whole room from here.
There you go. I was waiting for you.
There is a Who poster.
Those are old. A Who and Led Zeppelin poster. And AC/DC.
But you got all sorts of eras like with these and with that. So
I know one day it'll be a video. Soon we're doing video podcasts and they can all see the background.
They can all see the back. Yeah.
Have me back then I'll talk about things.
Yes. No, because I've had people come on and make fun of the mattress on the floor, but it's also a good. I shout out to Derek Gaines. He's a comedian.
I know the name.
Yeah, very funny comedian. He mentioned on his podcast, but it actually is a very good barometer for like if a woman really likes you or not, and you bring her over and you're like, there's a mattress on the floor. If she stays, she's cool. She's mostly down for whatever, I've realized. But if she, and I haven't had one yet, be like, I'm the fuck out of here. But I would respect it if they did. You know, if a girl was like, nah, I'd be like, all right, it's fine. I understand. I respect it. Because if you don't want me at this, you're not going to like me at the, you know, the top.
No, that's,
when I got a bed on the, you know, above.
Is it like a guy's version of if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best?
It literally,
if you can't handle me at a mattress on the floor.
If you're not going to come on the mattress on the floor. You're not going to want to come, you know, on the marble. Well, I don't know.
When I order an Amazon.
When the futon is up and off the floor. Exactly, Dave.
That's your highest class as a futon in the same room.
Oh, man. I'll have a bed. Once I move out or move into wherever I live, I will have my own bed.
It's mattress on the floor, then you move up to futon, and eventually you just make your way up to hammock.
Wait, where does race car bed factor in?
Race car bed is below hammock, but above futon.
You seen Grandma's Boy, right?
Yes.
That's the
I definitely didn't watch that.
Really?
You haven't seen Grandma's Boy?
Maybe you showed me. It just
No,
looked, it
you-
just
That
looked
scene,
dumb.
that one scene when he says, he goes,
Everyone's ripped it off.
whatever he
since then.
says though, he says like he goes, yeah, you can just, he goes just sleep on the floor or whatever, and he's like, he goes, what's wrong? What are you complaining about? Whatever he says, he's like, I'm sleeping. He goes, I have my own place to sleep, and he's like, you sleep in a car, dude, and he goes, yeah, but it's a fucking sweet car. Yo, that scene, that is a great. Oh, I love that. It gets me every time.
My roommates are going to get me a radio for Christmas.
Yeah.
I can talk to other car beds.
Dude, that movie's but it's a fucking sweet car. It's such a fun because it's a race. It looks like a race. He's not wrong. That's the funniest part of that scene. Is you're like, dude, he's kind of right because like the car would be sweet if it was. I hate the way my brain works.
That was definitely the first movie that did the my parents are roommates jokes. And everybody ripped that off.
They really did. No, dude, that movie's great, but the first 20 minutes, especially that right up to like he comes on his mom, that's great.
Yes.
You gotta watch that movie, Dave.
Maybe you might have made me watch that. I might have just blocked it out, like the Dutch witch trials. I mean, I've seen so many movies at this point.
I don't think you have forgotten a single thing ever in your life.
That's inaccurate, but I wish it was true.
Okay. June.
This doesn't count.
June 2nd.
I'll explain why, but it doesn't count.
June 2nd, 1942. What day of the week was it?
Oh, this again. June
do you know
2nd,
this stuff?
Tuesday.
We can look it up if we want.
But that's not recalling facts from my life.
What was
That's
that
computing things.
June 2nd, 1942.
Okay, let's go to the clock.
That's not a clock. It's a phone.
Shut up. June 2nd, 1942.
To do something during this dead air.
June 2nd, 1942. Okay, so we're going to go to 2022. We're going to go all the way back to 1940. What?
1942.
June 2nd? Mm-hmm. No, it's dead air.
Please enjoy the music while your party is reached.
June 2nd, 1942. It is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
This is insane.
You can give him any date.
I know,
He knows
he's done
the
it
day
for
of the
me
week.
before.
Yeah.
That's different.
autism
It's different memory from this thing that happened 30 years ago.
What?
Because it's like mathematical
okay.
and memory, but details can disappear. It's a different type of memory.
I know what you mean.
You seem very interested.
Well, because I know you can do it, so it's you know, unless people on the podcast want to go look up the dates at the same time, we can't. You know?
Yeah. Now that'd be.
What?
I'm saying your gift. It only works if you're like in person with people.
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't work online.
My only sense of that, whatever it is, you know,
It
memory
could be
thing.
that. I've never been
Yes.
diagnosed with it, but it could be.
I can like walk into any room, and if there's like any scene from a movie I've seen, I can like mid the camera's like moving. You know what I mean? Like around any scene, any sub part of the movie I've seen, I can just see it and be like, oh, that's that movie. Like
Dan Calwhite has that ability
Yeah, yeah.
too.
It's
His
insane.
movie knowledge is insane.
Yes.
I don't remember shit anymore. Like when I was a kid, I remembered everything. When I was 10, I could tell you like every single WWF
say
Intercontinental
dinosaur.
Champion ever. But like now, I don't remember a thing.
I could do dinosaurs back in the day.
Yeah?
I knew like too many. No,
I know like 3 or 4 now.
I can remember some key ones, like Dilophosaurus is the one.
I don't know.
I've been using him a lot lately.
When I was a kid, I thought every name of I thought there was one of them. Like that was the name. And that when Brontosaurus died, that was the only Brontosaurus.
There was never another. Yeah.
I thought they were like, I didn't know there was like species. I thought they were just names
wild.
of the dinosaurs. You
That's
never
hilarious.
saw 2 of them in the same poster.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, like this is the one they call Brontosaurus.
Who knew? I didn't.
This is pterodactyl. We call him Terry for short.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
bit of a racist.
He's a bit of a racist.
Weren't they all at that time?
They would, dinosaurs would be racist, don't you think?
Against each other?
Yeah. Like, you duck-billed piece of shit. You're always eating plants. Fucking try to eat meat like me for once and have the actual cycle of life go around, you piece of shit.
Oh, take a look at this herbivore.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at T-Rex and his short-armed bitch ass coming around over here. Can't even swim. Pussy. King of the dinosaurs, my ass. Me and my raptor friends, 4 of us could kick your fucking ass.
Oh, you long neck motherfucker.
Exactly.
Let's high five. Oh, wait, you can't.
Yeah, oh. And all the velociraptors run around each other and they're like, oh. The black teens of the dinosaur world.
They're just roasting each
That
other.
is the name of a series that should be somewhere.
Black teens of the dinosaur world.
Here's my impression of an Altosaurus throwing up.
Let's get Tyler.
Look at
Tyler
the
Perry-
Archaeoptics. He got feathers. What a queer.
Let's get Tyler Perry on this.
The dinosaurs are dressed up in drag and they're like, oh, hello.
It's just like Medea goes back in time.
Medea goes back in time. Medea, 20,000 years BC Medea. That would be awesome, dude. What would she? I haven't watched enough of Medea to.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
If one
you
more
de-
dinosaur comes near me, I'm gonna get my gun. I swear to God.
See, we knew.
Child, have you been letting those dinosaurs molest you? Baby, if that was me, I would get my gun and go over there and take some. 'Cause it's always. You ever noticed that in the Medea movies?
I don't watch them.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched one once.
We're gonna watch one. It's gonna be Grandma's
Dog.
Boy and Medea.
Can they be in the same movie?
Yes.
Medea is not the main character of her movies. She's always like a side
She's
character.
like the matriarch of the family.
Yes,
Isn't she
of
in the
thing.
stories?
Yeah. And the whole point, dude, is like the movie will be like, so someone's like, someone's doing things in their life, and then they meet a woman who's being abused by a man, and the guy then has to go and save that woman, and that's the hardcore thing of the story. And he'll be like, man, I don't know what to do about my girl. Like, I got to go save her. And then literally, like, out of nowhere, they'll be like, oh, hello! Like, shoots out of the room. They do, like, 10 minutes on Medea at the grocery store. Then it goes back to the guy, like, walking through a garden with his girlfriend. And she's like, yeah, my husband beats me. I don't know what to do. And he's like, I would never do that to you. Hello! And then it comes to, swear to God, the whole every movie is, like, has a hardcore struggle in it. Like, with one I watched, Medea Goes to Jail, in the middle of it, the dude has a breakdown because his ex-girlfriend got raped. And like he wasn't there for her, and he has like a mental breakdown about it and like cries about it. It's insane. In the middle of the movie, in the middle of Medea Goes to Jail for being in a traffic altercation, and then she gets a crane and lifts the woman's car up and throws it across a grocery store parking lot. You see how the dichotomy of this movie.
This makes me even more confused about the popularity of this franchise.
I really wish there was visual component to this podcast just to show your face that whole time.
Medea is just like Jay and Silent Bob in Kevin Smith movies.
Exactly, dude. She's exactly that.
Like that's the reason you go to the
Yes.
movie, but it's only like a small.
It's like Chasing Amy when you're like, where's Jay and Silent Bob showing up? They
Yes.
show up and you're like, haha. And then the rest of the movie, you're like, this is so depressing.
Or what was the other? Jersey Girl? Was that the other one?
No.
The one with George Carlin and Ben Affleck?
That sounds right.
Maybe, but I didn't see that one.
Okay, I think it was the same in that one. It was a mostly serious movie, and then
Yeah.
like Jay and Silent Bob come out and do like the can.
What up,
for
bro?
fun.
Yeah. Smoking me. Hey, Carlin, you want to hit this? Yeah. Carlin, you got to lighten up, bro. Life's not that bad. You're right. And that's every Jay and Silent Bob movie. It's like the person's going through it. Jay and Silent Bob show up and they're like, you're going to be all right. Even though, honestly, in Clerks, they were 100% right. What's his name? You ever see Clerks?
Yeah.
When, what's his name's like bitching about
not
Main
Randall.
character?
the main character, yeah.
Not Randall, the other one.
DJ, not DJ.
I don't remember their names, but I know.
Yeah, I can't remember. The guy who looks like a Ricky Gervais sat on the couch for the last month.
He's like bitching to them about like something with a chick and how he whatever, and they know he like he's trying to cheat on his girlfriend with him. They're like, man, fuck this dude, man, he's a bitch ass. Jay's like, you're a bitch ass motherfucker, dude. All you do is complain. Yeah, let's get the fuck this dude. Let's leave. And then Jay looks at him because he knows they're fucking around, and he's like, he's like, not all because his girlfriend brought him lasagna. That's what it was. His girlfriend brought him lasagna. And he was bitching about it, and they're like, "Fuck!" And Jay's like, "Fuck you, dude! You're a fucking bitch ass motherfucker being a pussy about this," and leaves. And then Silent Bob is like, a lot. He's like, most chicks. He's like, most chicks don't make you lasagna, dude. Most of them just cheat on you, and he just leaves. And you're like, God damn, yo, that's like some real shit, dude. That you really gotta like. It's true. It's kind of true. It's like you gotta be there for the ones who are, the real ones, is what he's saying. Not like that. I thought that was good advice. Anyway, and then as we've seen Kevin Smith devolve into a man who cries over Flash recaps. So, what do I know? Sometimes you grow into a weirder person.
He definitely
I still like
did.
him.
Yeah, I'm same.
Yeah.
But he cried when he saw Ben Affleck as Batman too, didn't he?
Yeah. And it's another thing too is
because
like,
he just knew he was never getting his money back.
True. Yeah, the other thing too is like, as someone who wears dorky shirts, it's like, dude, retire that hockey jersey, bro. You've been wearing this shit way too fucking long, bro.
Yeah, I think it's still like his old fat size too.
It is. Oh, we're coming to. Man, we fucking cruised right on through. Only had to do one gay ass article.
It worked. Pity.
It worked. I'm gonna do. Have you guys? I'll usually end on this. I always end on like a question like this, but because you guys are like me, you guys like movies and shit and all that nerd stuff. What's the last movie? It can be one you've seen or not seen, whatever. What's the last movie either of you watched that you were like, I like this is a dope movie?
Oh,
It could be new, it can be old, but you watched, you like had that feeling when you watched it where you're like, oh, I fucking like this movie. This movie rules. I haven't seen it in a while. Or, okay. Sorry. Anything? Nothing? Because I
haven't seen a movie in a few weeks. I'm trying to remember what the most
I saw
recent one was.
Barbarian. I told you to go see that.
I haven't gotten a chance.
That
yet.
is the craziest horror movie I've seen in a long time. It ruled on so many levels. Like, I loved it. I think it's one of the best horror movies to come out in a long time. Genuinely.
I'm trying to think. The last movie I saw like in theaters was Thor: Love and Thunder, and it was not. That was not.
It's not that great. It was okay. I don't remember much from it.
There was one scene that was great. That's it.
Everyone likes the fucking goats, and that's it.
Oh no, it wasn't even the goats. I meant like the kids at the end, where he can I give spoilers
go ahead,
for when he like imbues all of their fucking toys and little rocks and sticks with like the power of Thor, and you have like these army of like thunder gods. That was great, but aside from that one scene, the movie was ass.
That one kid, when he like projected him, was insulting.
Yeah,
It was racist and insult. Like there's gonna be some, not really racist. It was just something where I was like, this is weirdly cartooned.
Yeah.
It was like was the kid? I forgot what the kid was, but he
changed his name.
That was a weird one.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I highly recommend anyone listening to you just check out that fucking movie Barbarian, dude.
Not a movie, but I started watching a TV show.
Oh, that counts too. We can do that too.
Okay. I've never seen this before, and apparently it's big. But have you guys seen Nathan For You?
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I know of it. I've never watched it.
Oh my god, it's like the best TV show.
It's one of the funniest shows of all time.
Like I have not laughed that hard.
Yeah, the amount of like, it's not like the degree of manipulation he puts into that shit is too insane. It's one of the funniest shows ever. It's weird to think that it's real too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was so I actually was like looking into it because I was like, I want to know how much of it is real. So do you remember the gas station episode?
I've seen them all, but I don't remember.
Okay, so just for anyone who hasn't seen it, he goes to this gas station and he proposes a way to drum up business, and it's like $1.75 a gallon gas after rebate, right? So, but like you can't just mail in the rebate. You actually have to hike to the top of this mountain and manually deposit it. And no one wanted to do it at first. A few people legitimately said, yeah, I'll do it. And they shuttle them there. They get to the top of the mountain, and then he reveals that you can't just drop it off. You have to solve a series of riddles to find it.
So infuriating.
And they end up staying there overnight, and they show a clip where one of the guys starts talking about holistic medicine and how like this holistic doctor recommended drinking urine. So at the end, nobody ends up finishing. They go back down. He talks to the owner of this gas station, and he mentions the part about the guy talking about drinking urine, and the gas station owner starts talking about drinking his grandson's urine for health reasons.
That's fucking weird, dude. I don't remember that.
And
That's
he did
hilarious.
a Reddit AMA where he said that was legitimate. Like they
That's
just
so
mentioned
fucking
it
hilarious.
to get his response to that, and he just goes off about drinking his grandson's urine.
Wasn't that a Dahmer episode?
Probably.
The new season of Dahmer.
And then at the end of it, only one person claimed the rebate, and it was Nathan. So he just did all of that just to get gas for $1.70.
I just like in that show when he makes people sign things.
Yes.
And then sometimes they're like they read it and they're like, I'm not signing this. Or like, well, he's like, you already signed it. He's like, well, I have the copy. And then he'll try to get it back from them in like such a childish way. He'll be like, all right, I'm just gonna like try to grab it from that. It's so funny. And they're like, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, all right, I'll leave. And
The one he's talking about, he got a lawyer to sign to agree to accept the liability that he incurs from ripping off a Starbucks.
it was awesome. That is a funny fucking dude. That shit had me dying. I love that show. His like, I don't want to sing too much Nathan For You praise. What about you, Dave? Anything?
I recently watched a cheesy 80s movie for the first time that I'd never seen before.
What was it?
Over the Top.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Sylvester
I've heard it's great.
Stallone plays a professional arm wrestling champion.
Oh my God.
You don't need to know any more
I
than
know.
that.
I've heard it's a great cheesy 80s
It
flick.
deserved
People
the
love it.
Razzie Awards that it won.
People love it though. People like that's like a cult classic movie now. Yeah. I'll check it out one day.
Good shit.
Be as high as you can and do that.
All right,
Oh.
we're gonna add that to Medea goes
Grandma's
to
boy,
jail.
Medea goes to jail. Over the top.
That's a hell of a
That's a triple
feature. Triple feature.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's different demographic. Dude, that's a multicultural demographic triple feature, dude. Crushing it.
We're gonna do it.
Medea and Grandma's boy go over the top.
There you go.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That's the movie. That's the movie.
Actually-
Hollywood needs.
Oh my God! If Grandma's boy, but Medea is one of the grandmas.
There you go.
That's the premise.
Y'all playing too many motherfucking video games. You playing that Grand Theft Auto? Let's go do real Grand Theft Auto. And she gets her gun and go. There you see. I'm good, dude. Let's go. Let's start writing right now,
Yes,
boys.
yes.
Come on, dude. And then you got to have Adam Sandler show up for a cameo, or Rob Schneider for a cameo.
Right? Yeah.
Who's this black chick? Oh no, you can do it. I don't know. This has been a very non-drop heavy episode, I have to say.
Real talk.
Is that a bad thing?
I like doing that. You know what? I kind of forgot, and I feel bad, but I like the
that's
drops.
because we're engaging.
You're
We
You're
are
welcome.
you guys have
Zoe.
been engaging. Yeah, there's little dips here and there, but that's on me. It's
That's
on
you.
guys.
You're the dip.
You guys are wieners. But we're at the. Unless you guys want to keep going for a little longer, we're at the end.
I'm good either way.
Yeah, I'd say let's
Fucking cap it, guys.
Let's go.
Did
Let's
what
go
we
to a
did.
diner.
On a high note.
Yes, we are going to go to diner. Do you guys have anything to plug? Social media? Are you and Mike ever coming out with your fucking podcast?
Oh, I know. No, it sucks because so we're doing a Bible podcast, but it's one of those things where we're gonna put 8 episodes in the can, so that way.
I know, but it's been a while.
But so what happens is the more you read in, the more you do it, you start learning shit you didn't know before. So we got 8 episodes in, and then going back to the first episodes, I don't want to put this out because I was dumb back then and I didn't know half the things that I've learned right now.
I know what you mean.
And I just need to fucking do it.
Yeah, man. I will say you should start. Just do them, dude. Because if you're gonna worry about that, then the next 8 you're gonna be like, "Well, I didn't know about."
That's true. That's true.
And you can always I'd be remiss to say if I didn't go back and listen to my old podcast. I'm sure there's things on there I've said where I'm like, I don't feel the same way right now, but it is what it is. I'm also wouldn't maybe joke exactly the same wording or whatever, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's a podcast too. You gotta, accept it for the medium.
It's a moment
it
in time thing.
Yeah,
times.
I know.
Things
Yeah,
change.
exactly. I know. Anyway, what do you got to plug? Social media.
Got a show October 27th at William Ravis in Milford. It's a fundraiser for cancer research. Damon
Runyon.
yes, thank you. Damon Runyon Cancer Research. So
Nice. Social media.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up there.
Oh, okay. No. What's your?
I don't do really Instagram.
That's
I'm
true.
on Facebook. If
Check
you
out-
want to be my Facebook friend, do it.
Jake Bentley. What about you, Dave?
Shroud of Silence on Instagram and TikTok. I finally have my own website, davesheehancomedy.com. I try
Nice.
to keep my my dates, upcoming dates, up to date on there.
Nice.
So a number of shows coming up, some fundraisers. I think I'm also on the William Ravis thing on the 27th. Not the same show though; it's a different thing. Rival show. Saying I have nothing to do with him.
Good. Yeah. Get
Same
that cancer
location.
money away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
That's
the tag.
That one's actually a pro cancer fundraiser.
We give,
which is why I'm on it.
Anyway, guys. Holy shit! Sorry. Everyone, listen. You already know. Follow me at Silly Selly on Instagram. All S's, no spaces, I at the end. Also follow the podcast's Instagram at Yes Offense Podcast. And if you listen on iTunes, give us a review. Give us 5 stars. I'd appreciate it. If you listen on Spotify, I don't know what they do there, but if you can do anything to let us, let the people on Spotify know you like the pod or
I think
anyone.
7 Clovers is the equivalent on there.
That bullshit. And if you guys haven't listened or joined my YouTube, join Yes Offense on YouTube. It's just where I post the pod. Eventually there will be video, and that's where we're going to post that.
The video will be porn. The audio will be the same.
That is true. Some old Lisa Ann for you boys.
Medea gets it on.
Yeah, gets it on, dude. And
Medea's in it for 4 minutes.
actually, so this Friday I'll be up in Maine at Craft Brew Underground. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's up in Auburn, Maine. So if anyone listens up there, but if you want to come see me in Maine, I'll be up there. The following week I will be at the Nook and Starlight. It's Starlight and the Nook. That's Thursday and Friday. And then the 27th, where you guys are, I'll be at the Gathering down in Stamford with Manny Sierra and Chris Sear, who's supposed to be on the show today, and Anthony Vega. That'd be cool. But
Is that a pro or anti-cancer show?
I'm going to say,
Pro leprosy.
yes, definitely that one. But the fact that I skipped over this one makes me sad. But the only show, if anyone really wants to come, I'd appreciate people to come to, would be my show, October 22nd at Powder Hollow Brewery in Middletown. Robbie the Fire Bernstein's closing it out, or headlining. We got Mike Gray coming down from Maine and Kirsten Logan coming down from Rhode Island. It's gonna be a fucking great.
I like how you're using this nursing home calendar here, this printed thing with the spiral binder.
Shut up. That's what I do.
You're not going to roast the mattress
All
with
right,
the calendar.
everyone-
The calendar is up for
It's
grabs.
always the calendar or the mattress. I can never get away. Anyway, yeah, guys, please. And if you like the podcast and you listen, just tell your friends about it. It means a lot. It's growing slowly. So anyone who's gets this far and hears this and it was, gets in
he
their
tells
head.
all the women that it's growing slowly.
Damn, dude. Where were you the first half of the podcast? No, I'm just kidding.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys. Always fun.
Love you too.